He has not delivered Brexit, and the people know that the Prime Minister has failed. In his own words, Mr. Speaker, it is time for the Prime Minister to look for the nearest ditch.
Our Redmond Shannon is on perpetual Brexit duty. Redmond, we know for sure now Brexit won't happen October 31st, but do we know what happens next?
Yes, Donna. Well, the UK gained an extra hour this past weekend with the end of daylight saving for 2019. And the UK government gained an extra 92 days today with the EU approving that latest Brexit extension until January 31st. Now, Boris Johnson is, of course, blaming the opposition for this latest delay to Brexit, and well, he might. It was his #1 campaign promise when he became leader that Brexit would happen on October 31st. But it's not going to now. So this latest extension is being called a so-called flex-tension, and that's because the UK could potentially leave the EU anytime before January 31st, if and when Boris Johnson can push that Brexit deal through Parliament.
And tonight, Johnson tried and failed to trigger an election on December 12th. But Redmond, I guess that election could still happen?
Yes, indeed. We could have an election, a rare election, just before Christmas. Now, Boris Johnson, ideally, Donna, wants one on December 12th. The ideal scenario for him is to have Brexit done and then go to the country. But some opposition parties, of course, would like to have Brexit still hanging around as an issue. So expect the parties tomorrow, when they reconvene, to haggle over that date and maybe come to an agreement on an election date.
We have a great new deal, and it's time for the voters to have a chance to pronounce on that deal and to replace this dysfunctional Parliament with a new Parliament that can get Brexit done so the country can move on.
The big challenge for Boris Johnson will be, if Brexit doesn't happen by the time an election comes around, will be the threat of Nigel Farage's new Brexit party. Of course, the polls are saying that Johnson's Conservatives have a healthy lead, but a month is a long time in politics, and Donna, it is a lifetime when it comes to Brexit.
It sure is. Feels like a lifetime. Redmond Shannon, we expect to hear from you again tomorrow. Thanks.